Absolutely. Now, let's talk about this featured fight. Interesting one here. Ian Machado Garry is back. Aldi Conor McGregor himself. He's against Neil Magny. Originally supposed to be Hands of Steel Jeff Neal against Garry, but he had to pull out due to injury. And now we get Magny, the gatekeeper's gatekeeper, if you will. You know what I mean? Like the thinking man's gatekeeper. Or the old school gatekeeper, if you will, against Garry here. Now, we know what Magny does. Jab, stick it in your face, clinch, take you down, make you have to get back up, clinch, take you down, jab, make it ugly, make it horrible, drain you, little kicks, little nasty little kicks from distance, from range. And we know what Ian Machado Garry likes. Lovely crisp boxing, slipping in and out of range, pull counters, action, pushing the action against his opponents. Why is it though that I can just see Neil Magny's hands getting raised and Garry just looking at it going, I can't believe I've got 30-27 by this bloke? That's not my pick, by the way. I haven't made my pick yet.
No, of course not. Of course not. I think it's a reasonable outcome. It's certainly one that we've seen before for guys fighting Neil Magny. So it is a bit of a surprise to see that Garry goes in here as the biggest favourite on the main card.
No, really?
Biggest favourite, Joe. So that could be Joe's minty bets moment.
Oh, yeah. I'd stick your fiver on Magny.
Yeah, what you'll get there, Joe, is 4-1.
No,
4-1
really?
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah,
love it. Combine that with a Zhang Weili sub win, or you're in for a good one there.
I mean, the thing is, Joe, Magny, he has been smoked a few times. You know, people have absolutely run through him. Obviously, the infamous beatdown. Ponzinibbio in Argentina, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah,
down
in Argentina.
Somewhere in South America. Oh Lord, we were calling time on Magny then. Doctors were united across the globe that Magny should not be fighting because Ponzinibbio gave him an absolute beatdown.
Yeah,
Ponzinibbio, Joe, far less technical striker, far less crisp than Ian Garry. Would seem plausible that.
But is there a thing though that actually that the more crisp and technical you are, the more you fall into the Magny trap? Do you know what I mean? Where it's just like we can technique for technique, but if you're going to come blitzing at me with hooks with no rhyme or reason, then brother, I might be in a bit of trouble here. You know. So
a little nod to Jeff Neal, who was one who fell into the Magny trap and lost a unanimous decision back in 2021.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking here at the guys who have beaten him recently. Michael Chiesa, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Gilbert Burns.
Yeah.
What are we seeing there?
Yeah, Rakhmonov and Burns. Yeah, we're not seeing a striker in the mould of Ian Garry. We're seeing guys who can mix it up and beat. If Magny takes it into those dirty, filthy areas, you know, where he's kind of got his big frame, all gangly, it's all over you.
The hook,
you're pressed against the cage.
The underhook, he's pushing you around, so he's kind of like opening your body and digging you to the ribs. Yeah.
Joe, his dreads are flicking in your face, you know, he's towering over you, and it's a bad place to be. And Rakhmonov was having none of that. But he has certainly got some different tools to Ian Garry. So I like your bet here, Joe. As one to look at, because people are really reading a lot into Ian Garry after his last win. Let's take a little nod to Ian Garry here. Had some doubters, is he the real deal? But he was giving Daniel Rodriguez, a ranked welterweight, who has, let's say, some good fundamentals. He's a test, and Garry just put a hurting on him.
Yeah, I mean, he whooped him. He totally whooped him. Like he drew him into this head kick that then dropped him, and then got the ground and pound from there. And he at no point did it feel like he was never not in control of that fight, even when Rodriguez was on the attack. It felt like Garry was totally in the moment, totally comfortable, and he's gotten more and more comfortable with each fight, apart from the Keenan Song one, where Song caused him some problems in that first round, rocked Garry. I think he dropped him to a knee. You know, that's just a little image that flicked into my head there, Tom. But I feel like you're not having it.
I'm not having that. I think he got a little bit careless against Song Kenan. That's what I think. I think he was really feeling himself, you know. He was really feeling himself.
He was, yeah. He was like, I'm flowing right now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. He was trying to add to his highlight reel, and he got caught at the end of the first round, but yes, he overcame that small bump and went on to, he whooped Kenan. It wasn't a close fight.
No, not at all. So Tom, we've talked over these two gentlemen here. Both share a win over Daniel Rodriguez. Magny had the Darce choke finish in the third round. Garry with the first round finish. Obviously, one is probably a bit more spectacular than the other. And, Magny, in that Rodriguez fight, built up the energy and pressure from there. But we've seen that Garry can keep going at this high rate and actually finish people late into fights as well. So I don't know if this is going to necessarily be one that gets finished early, Tom. But you know what? Give it to me. What are you feeling for this fight? Ian Garry versus Neil Magny. Give it to me.
Well, I mean, our discussion here has played out my thoughts exactly, Joe. I do think this is a potential banana skin for Ian Garry, and I don't think Magny's a man to take late notice.
No.
However, I have to look at that last performance over Daniel Rodriguez. I have to go with my heart, Joe, what I want. I like it. Not necessarily all about Ian Garry's whole shtick outside the ring. But inside, he's a lot of fun to watch.
Yes.
In a way that Neil Magny never will be. And I've picked Ian Garry to win this fight by TKO.
Wow. I love it, Tom. Because you know what? I've picked
Choo.
Oh, yeah, I picked Ian Garry by knockout. I think he's going to flatline Magny. I think he's going to flatline him, and I think he's going to cut the most cringe promo you've ever seen after that. It's going to be awful. So yeah, I am excited to see what Garry can do here against Magny. And you know what? If he wins this, I would still love to see the Jeff Neal fight. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Keep him away. By the way, Kamaru Usman's coming back. I do not want to see him against Usman. I do not want to see him against... I mean, I don't think he'll fight Gilbert Burns anyway because they're teammates. But you know what? I would actually be up for him versus Jack Della. I think would be an interesting one. Two prospects, put them together. I know you're against the prospects fighting each other early. I'm more of a fan of it, personally, Tom. But you know what? We all like different flavours.
I can tell you, Ian Garry, he'll be looking much higher up the division, given what what the comments he's made on record. He's sat at 13 now, Magny at 11. Ahead of him in the top 10, Joe. He's kind of fighting a bit of a wrestler's alley, but it is Stephen Wonderboy Thompson at number 7. He's looking for a big fight himself.
Oh, don't. Well, I know Jack Della's got Kevin Holland for September, which I'll tell you what. I'll ask you this: what's the better name on the record, Holland or Magny?
Oh, it's Magny. It's Magny.
Magny.
Yeah, for what he's done in the sport, what he represents as a challenge. Yeah, it's a test, it's a hurdle that should be cleared.
Okay, cool.